the drawing of the eye. So basically, if you look down here, I have the worksheet down here, which I think all of you will be handed over a piece of worksheet. Okay, look at the eyes in terms of like these two eyes down here that I'm showing you. There's actually a front view for the eyes and a side view for the eye. I'm going to show you two different drawing methods that you're going to learn over here. The first drawing method would be called the grid method, where you use the grid to actually draw. Sometimes when we draw, we feel that it's very hard to draw, but a grid method actually helps you to break it down. So I'm going to show you the grid method right now. Okay, you start to divide this thing into three different portions, and you realize that even this drawing, you start to divide the drawing into three different portions. As you do that, you start to realize, okay, maybe I darken so that you can see it clearer on the video. You realize that actually all the lines is lying on a same. Can you see the drawing? There's this line lying over here that shows the eye. All these lines are actually indicators. So if you are trying to draw, you can even go to this extent by splitting it further into another three parts. Okay, I split it into further another three parts. Okay, if you realize this grid over here and this grid is the same. Okay, so now we're gonna trace over. Can you look at just this box over here? Okay, we cut it over here. Can you see the lines that I'm cutting over? Yeah, it goes here and it comes down, right? So it goes here and it comes down. And where does it end? It ends here. This distance between the box. So it ends around here. This distance between the box. So what we're actually doing is really to check, where is it in the box. So this thing, it actually starts here, so which is very near, so we can actually close it over here. Okay, and this line starts from here and goes down here, and this line actually connects over here. Okay, see this and this. Okay, so when you do that, we try to follow where the lines are in the grid to form a similar image. Okay, it's not just for the drawing of the eye. I believe this method can be used for many other kinds of drawing, not just facial features as per se, but even for some observational drawing as well. Okay, so if you realize, okay, the eyes is actually coming out from here, and this line is actually near the mid mark. It's just coming out a bit from here. So join this thing, alright, here. And then we have these eyes. Can you see this line over here? It's actually 1/4, if you realize, right? So 1/4 of this box, we have this eyeball thing. Okay, the dark part of the eye. Right? And get a reflection of the eyelashes, followed by the general reflection over here, which is slightly grey in tone, and then start shading it a little. There we go. Okay, we have the eye slightly darker, and we have a dark tone over here. Okay, and for this, it's greyish in color, so you start to colorize it. Okay, the lashes are optional. You can actually do them in your own way. Okay, but if you really want to follow strand by strand, it's okay with me as well. It's just that it's a bit more taxing for you, alright? But normally for the eyelashes, can you see it's a upward stroke. So we just follow the direction it goes, and it should turn out pretty fine. Okay, and for the eyelashes coming downwards, it go like that. Alright. Okay. And we have the shading over here. It shows that the eye is actually deep set into the facial features. So we go and shade it a little. Yeah. Okay. The lids of the eye. It's quite dark, if you realize the side of the eye. This, and we're pretty much done with this. So it looks similar. Okay. Another way, method is called a grid method. Another way that we can draw it is through using basic shapes. Okay, basic shapes. How do you draw it using basic shapes? So basically, you start off with roughly circle. Okay, but most of the time when you use basic shape as a form of drawing, it might not be as accurate. But we start to trim the thing from where the basic shape is, and if you realize that look at this shape, it's actually near to a triangle. The nearest is a triangle, so we trace from a triangle, and then we trim. We adjust the shape of a triangle, according to the eye, and then it goes like this. Alright. For the eyelids, so the steps are pretty much the same. Okay, we just identify out, where it's supposed to be the brighter part. Okay, where are we supposed to shade? Okay, the eyelashes again, on the reflection. Okay, the darker part of the eye, and then we continue shading. Okay, the lighter part, slightly darker. Okay. So, and then we start to have the bottom of the eye. Okay, we start shading. Eyelashes again. Normally below the eyelashes is quite dark. Okay, so if you choose to darken it, I think that might be a wise choice. Okay, so you can do that as well. Okay. Thinking of which, I think I didn't darken for this eye, right? So I darken. Okay. So shade. Okay. This is where the shadow casts. That's why it's significantly darker. All right. Okay, so if you see, right, both the eyes actually look quite similar, but whenever we are using this grid method, right, it looks closer in detail. When we use basic shape, it might not be. Okay, and for the eyes, right, we start to realize that if we start drawing this, okay, another eye from the side view, actually is much more easier. Okay, you realize that, okay, from this line, so it's here and it's here, so it's actually much easier in a sense that it's just an opening. You can see a slight kind of triangular kind of shape, and then have the iris over here, pupil of the eye, okay, followed by the shading, the eyelashes. Okay, and start shading here as it's darker. Okay, slightly darker over here. Okay, eyelids and the eyelashes. Okay, so it's easier in a sense because it is from this side, and you need not draw as much. Okay, for this side over here, like I said, it's just a triangle shape with a slight semicircle protrusion. Okay, so then you start coloring everything, and you break down the shape again from this. Okay, the eyelids. Okay, then the lashes. Okay, you can go below, lower. For this, again, create the eyelids. Alright, shade it darker this side. There you go. Okay, so both of these you have the grid method and the basic shape method, and I hope you enjoy and start drawing. Alright, thank you.